Welcome back to Dum Dum's 2099, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into a futuristic world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Grand Wizard Bukake, your host. Alyn, Honor System, and Declan are storming the Citadel's concourse. Declan expertly sniped their ambushers to turn the tables. Honor System is using an executive as a human shield, and Alyn killed 3 mercenaries and damaged Iron Chef Luna with a lightning attack. But will they survive the response from the remaining defenders? Find out next on Dums and Dragons 2099.
With the well-oiled shifting. I was going to say grinding of gears, but if they're well-oiled, they can't really grind. So like the well-oiled shifting of gears, the massive bulk of Iron Chef Luna turns to face you. This Iron Chef has been upgraded from the one you fought previously, where that was just a standard cafeteria model. This one is part of the executive suites. This is only the finest. So to match the kind of like wrought iron filigree of Luna's cafe, because Luna's a classy kite. There's just kind of like, think almost like a BioShock Infinite's worth of like curling gold sort of metal framework on this robot, kind of like a fence in France threw up on a robot. And of course, the pièce de résistance is the massive metallic cat logo mask that kind of turns to face you. The eyes are pointing in different directions, got a very benign kind of smile. But of course, behind that are the giant chopping arms. And as the lightning from Alyn's attack kind of crackles and splinters off of it, it turns its attention away from breaching the door and towards the mage who so cruelly surprised it. We are battling it out on the concourse of Jeff Bezos's Citadel. Having successfully survived the tunnels and made your way through the Uber Hyperloop, as well as making some, conductor friends along the way, you managed to sneak up through various baggage and escalator situations into the central concourse, where the executives you've been pursuing from the executive apartments are currently stuck, having not been able to get through the massive door that was dropped by their superiors. Declan, having engaged a couple of the troopers, you're currently crouched in cover behind a bunch of boxes. It will not surprise anyone to know that you went for a hide, but behind some luggage. Honor System, you sprinted past him and are currently holding one of the executives hostage in the Moon Unit, which is a bar in the northwest corner of the concourse, having just accidentally crushed a man with a table. And Alyn, you sprung forth from luggage, accidentally with air quotes, you sprung forth from luggage, unleashing lightning upon the breach team at the door, killing a bunch of the mercenaries there from the escrow, but unfortunately not dropping the giant robot. This brings us to the executives, to the mercenaries, and of course to Iron Chef Luna. And at the bottom of the round, I'd love to say top of the round, but they all rolled like absolute garbage. And by they, I mean me, but also kind of they. So let's start with the person who is armed and closest to Declan. So Declan, you saw the other gunner run after the mercenary who was kind of, the guns were manned by executives. There was a mercenary in each one, just kind of like making sure they do their job in a big commissary kind of way. The one who was smart enough to not try and disable her helmet, but instead just reboot it, is kind of running in a panic towards the comms booth. As she sprints in, she just kind of like throws herself full body into the space, and in slow motion, in the way that generally only like a Resident Evil movie can do. She just flips around and hurls a grenade blindly back the way she came. So the good news is this isn't hurled directly at you. You are in cover, but it is still a grenade, which isn't your favorite thing to deal with. So I'm just going to pull up the stats here because it's been a hot second. Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and roll with disadvantage on this lob, and we'll see where we get. Oh man. If it wasn't disadvantage, it's a very good throw, but it is disadvantage. So instead, it's a 2. Throws a grenade, turns again epically in slow motion, whips it. It bounces off the ceiling and then just like skitters down the escalator, bouncing off the stairs before exploding halfway down, bringing kind of chunks of ceiling down with it, and completely destroying that one escalator. And I gotta tell you, I just saw an escalator taken apart on Twitter, and those things look like an absolute nightmare to fix. So like someone somewhere is gonna have a real shitty day tomorrow. The good news is that's not you, Declan. It's not you today. At least not more so than it has been to this point. A lot of your friends died today. But you didn't get grenaded, so, small blessings. So she disappears into the comms booth, which is, again, like, you can think of these as those weird sort of kiosk, like it's the corner's been carved off. They feel a little bit like those weird security centers you see in malls or in airports where it's just like, glass windows and then like a little tiny office. So she is in there, but her helmet is still rebooting, and that takes a while. So nuts to her. Next up, we have the complainers. The complainers in Luna's see the lightning. They see some of the mercenaries blow up, and they see honor system run and start hacking and slashing and taking hostages. And one of them just kind of gestures broadly. And she says, "You see, this is what I'm talking about. If you get too rowdy, you start taking bets, then when we get attacked, someone comes and breaks you in half. It's just not worth it." And the guy behind her just nods, contemplating, and says, I believe you're rather correct. It would seem that our general frustrations with this have perhaps saved us. Perhaps they can understand the plight of the executive trapped on the wrong side of a door. And there's like mutters and yeses, an orcish woman kind of nods and says here. And then they start grumbling about like the effectiveness of Alyn's lightning. Because, invariably someone brings it up and it's just like, if it was me, I'm pretty sure, if I threw lightning like that, like I would kill everything in this room. And then they all start arguing. So that's how they spend their turn. They're out of the line of fire. They're pretty sure they're going to be fine, which is weird because they complain a lot, but not about this. They're doing good. Meanwhile, in Moon Unit, though, things are not so good. There is an angry robot who has taken a hostage and killed one of them. So first things first, let's see if you can break your grip. This is going to be an opposed check on a system against your, I think we're going to go strength probably.
Yeah. Do you want athletics or just straight strength?
I think we're going to do a straight strength. No, I'll take athletics. Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Why not?
21 athletics?
Improbably. I got a 22. So
I got a 23.
Oh, well, Ryan got a 24 and he's on my team this time. So
Laura got a 25.
Shit. Well, okay. That's the game. Jeff Bezos is defeated.
Yeah.
Tragically, Laura's also on your team, so unfortunately.
Okay. Well, nets out to Tommy. I guess we're just playing Genesis now. He as you're pulling him up, he just says, "I told you I don't owe you shit." And he cranks his wrist back, and just a little, like, not really a derringer, but like a sort of a derringer-sized taser pops into his hand and just jams it back into your face, a little bit like he's playing Back for Blood. It doesn't really fuck with you too much. It's just kind of like if someone presses against a screen. It's just like a flash of kind of uncomfortable energy, but it's enough to give him the room to kind of wiggle out. And as he stumbles to the ground, he just says, "Half my winnings to the one who kills this son of a bitch." And then he leaps forward under a table as his friends open fire. So honor system, you're exposed. There's a bunch of them. There's one of you. What is your AC right now?
19.
All right, let's see what happens. And this is very much like a riverboat poker game gone wrong, where everyone's just pulling guns out of kind of various parts of their suits, like digging them out of their shoe, all that sort of dumb nonsense. Okay, just rolling my myriad of dice here. Cool. Okay, so 5 execs open fire on you in this small space. And the room is just lit up by small arms fire. Some of them still have laser weapons, but they're old. They're likely heirloom laser weapons. But obviously, with the quantum energy becoming rarer and rarer, it's not a thing a lot of people have. So 5, just like, and again, it's important to imagine these aren't like single shots, just like a myriad of blasts come at you. All of them but one miss. And the one that hits you will do 3 points of damage as you're blasted by an old laser gun.
There we go.
Not a good laser gun, but it is a laser gun. As these folks just like lay into you, like they are full on, like this is, mobsters in a movie where they can't hit the hero. Like usually it's a comedy movie where everyone's like firing their pistols and not hitting it. It's that. It's just like cascade of weapon fire, but not anything too concerning just yet. Aside from, of course, that mighty 3 points of damage. And that finally brings us to Iron Chef Luna. So I'm going to roll to see if she notices. Oh, nat 20. Yeah, she notices the robot nearby. So she can pick between you. She is going to go after Honor System. You just hear like, morale, time for kitty eats. And the Iron Chef just starts like stomping over towards you, Honor System. So it pulls up behind you. It doesn't have advantage because you're not locked in close combat with any of these clowns. It's going to take 2 big meat cleaver swings. One will hit. The other one misses by a rather large margin. And that is going to be 7 points of damage.
Ooh, okay. All right. Still standing.
So are all of our listeners aware by now that Tyler has a cat named Luna, and this is how the cat stuff has come up?
Look, he named a restaurant Luna. I figured out there's a robot who may or may not look like an actual cat.
I said Luna as a moon reference,
right.
And then I was like, oh yeah, I also have a cat named that.
The picture of robot cat that Paris threw up fences on. And that's what we're fighting.
Yeah. Thank you. Look, all of my ideas and characters are entirely new and unique. Like Jacinta Bezos.
I wasn't calling you out, Tom. I just wanted to make sure I'm like, we all know this.
Yeah. Listen, if there's one thing that... Yeah, no. Check out Tyler's Twitch stream if you want to see the adorable emoji that I'm referencing specifically on this robot, because the idea of that carved is very funny to me. Regardless, even if you don't know this cat, you don't need to. What you do need to know is that it's fucking terrifying and it's going to murder Honor System, which is going to cause some complicated feelings at the Hewitt household. Top of the round, Honor System. You're fighting your player's robot cat, as well as a bunch of really angry betting executives who want vengeance upon you. What do you do?
If I try to leave, that thing takes more swings on me.
You can use your action to disengage.
I thought that was action and movement combined.
Is it? Oh, you know what? You're right. And I don't know if it exists in Carbon. So I'm sure we can just port that rule over. So if you do want to disengage, that's fine. But you're right. You will still be standing there.
Oh, then yeah, that's pointless then. Let's say, I'm just looking at my tools. My entire list of tools is sword. So let's attack with that. Let's use that then. Let's do...
Tyler, before you do that, I have gone to the rules. Disengage is just an action, and it means your movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks for the rest of the turn. So, if you want to slice and dice, I'm never going to stop you from slicing and dicing. But if you want to get the fuck out of dodge, you can dodge the fuck out of dodge.
You can dodge the fuck into moving.
Yeah. Let's stay for one round of combat and see how we do. We're gonna empty the tank though. I am going to attack 7 times because I'm going to use second wind.
Can't. It's too much.
I'm going to use not second wind. I'm going to use action surge. I need to write down that I've used that.
I'm so used to that being like, I'm going to do one very strong attack, not I'm going to do 7 very strong
We'll see if they even hit. So honor system activates Oni mode, but on his like compromised faceplate. It's hard to tell what it is at this point. It's all distorted and flickery. And even the little computerized voice that says it is like, so Luna's like, what? And then I start swinging. 7 rolls. Here we go. And it's plus 10. Okay, so this is 29, 13, 12, 14, 22. That's 5 that I rolled.
Yep.
16 and 25.
All right. The 12 will not hit. The rest will go through.
Oh my God. Thank goodness. Okay. 2d8 plus 7, 6 times. 5 and 6 is 11 plus 7 for 18.
Okay.
Yep.
5 and 7 is 12 plus 7.
30? 37?
Hey, why don't we get the end number from him before we jump to the last?
Yeah, sorry. 12 plus 7, 19. Yeah.
Okay. 37. You were right, Laura.
Okay. Sorry. You were too far ahead. I was like, what does that mean? What is 37?
I've got
12 plus 7 is 37? Okay. I like that. 9 plus 7, 16. 3 plus 7, 10. 5 plus 7, 12. 5 and 8 is 13 plus 7, 20. And I think this is the last one. 6 and 2, 8 plus 7, 15.
Good fucking God.
The 110.
110. Holy
Jesus.
shit.
I'd also like to give myself a pat on the back because I accurately did that math as we went.
Oh, wow. Good job, dude.
That's a serious wrap on me, everybody. I've been Tom McGee. Get at me, math Twitter. Let's talk.
Look at us go.
Yeah, that's nice. What a
That's-
nice
Turn out
day.
we're all wrong.
It's still alive though, so not quite such a nice
God
day. But you put some heavy damage on this thing.
What? Still up?
As you're going, you're carving French beautiful filigree off of it. It's getting less and less fancy, more and more deadly looking, starting to get a bit of a Five Nights at Freddy's vibe of just like weird robot parts being exposed.
Right.
The Luna mask is just like incredibly heavy metal. So you're like carving slashes into it. But it's mostly still intact. It's just now battle scarred. Now it looks like like a badass warrior cat. Still adorable, but like also like will fuck you up.
Okay.
You slice off some of the side arms and bits. It is a proper beatdown. Like you really go to town on this thing. So it is looking rough, but it is still up and still spoopy.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do on your turn?
No, that is all the effort went into attacks. The bonus action that I get as an attack when using a sword, all of that was spent
Kicking this thing's ass.
Yeah, doing my best.
Understood. Okay, Declan, you've just survived an incredibly ill-timed grenade attack. You've seen a mercenary disappear into the comm station, and you see Honor System fighting an Iron Chef. What do you?
I was going to say he's heard Oni mode the half activated, the weird muffled sense. So he knows exactly where his focus is, which is just like up with sniper rifle, shoot big robot.
Great.
Does he have advantage? Because the robot's fighting someone
Yes.
looking away? Nice. Alrighty, let's see what happens.
I feel like if honor system goes Oni mode on you, yeah, things get advantage against you. You're just trying to survive like a whirlwind of kinetic blades.
Excuse me.
That is a 25 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Great. We are doing... That is 46 ballistics damage.
Whoa.
Because sneak attack.
Fuck yeah. Fuck
damn.
yeah.
Sneaky. Ryan, how does Iron Chef Luna go down?
Yes.
Oh, thank you both for the huge damage you both did.
Tyler, for the record, it had 135 HP, so you brought it like right the fuck down.
Oh, God.
Hot damn.
So Declan just looks at it and says, I bet you don't have a fucking rat. And he's going to shoot it right in the head where he stabbed the other one because he knows that's where the optical array is. But damage has already been done. So it's just a round straight through the top and then just sparks like a little sparkler, a little mini firework just coming out the top of the robot. And then Luna just falls in a clank and hits the ground.
Turns out the robot was out of lives. So it slumps and collapses. And very impressive. Is there anything you want to hide again?
I don't know if there's a whole lot of value in that. Where is he? I think he would start moving towards system because he knows honor system's fucked up and he can present a secondary target who's clearly very dangerous as well. So it's just a lot of like, ah, and running towards system.
Doing the Han Solo scream and run.
Correct.
That's one of my favorite tactics in anything I've ever seen. Great. Okay. Alyn, the Iron Chef goes down, sparking and being generally fucked up and fried. You sprung out of luggage dramatically. What do you do?
The complainers over at Luna's, are they like around tables or are they just kind of standing in front?
They were sitting around tables kind of impatiently. So where the Moon Unit folks were getting wasted and placing bets and generally having a good time, the complainers, like, they got places to be. So they're doing that like airplane has been delayed, edge of your seat, as though your forward action will somehow speed up the world kind of thing. That said, after the ruckus started, they all kind of got up and just moved back inside the cafe. So they're kind of like grouped up back there. I mean, despite their kind of arrogant talk, like, they're aware that bad things are happening. They don't expect you to carry their luggage or anything, but they've just kind of removed themselves from the situation.
I can see them though.
From where you are, you can see a couple of them. Yeah.
Okay. Then the couple of them that I see, I would like to Misty Step, just like right between, maybe. If I can get two people in arm's reach, I would. You can,
yeah, absolutely. Yep.
In vampire,
I don't know why.
Reach.
Whatever you can.
And then like literally, I would like to just appear and just grab onto their arms or like pat them on the back, just like a little.
That is.
Yeah, I'm here too, complaining. And good God, I would really like to take some of their life force from them.
Right. So as you do that, one of them turns to you and is like, "Hey, wash the suit." At which point you begin to drain. So go ahead and roll your attack.
All right.
That is some truly Dracula shit. Becoming a vapor and appearing between your victims.
Look, she learned some stuff from the Curse of Strahd.
It's fine. Yeah. It's really fine. So the person on my left, it's a nat 20.
Okay, you'll hit.
And the person on my right is a 14 to hit.
That will also hit.
Hell yeah. Okay, so I'm doing double damage for friend to my left. Right. Oh, rolled like shit though.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
5. But better on that one. 5, 15, 20. So that's 22 damage to Buddy on my left.
Mm-hmm.
And I get 11 back. Thank you, me.
You only get 10. Wait, you get half. Sorry, you get half of the damage you deal.
Yeah. It was
And-
22.
What happens if you deal more damage than there is HP, though? I don't think you can overgain past the HP they had.
You can't gain life you couldn't drain.
Yeah. So unfortunately,
Look, you
Laura.
regain hit points equal to half the amount of necrotic damage dealt.
That's like saying you drink
There
half
we
of
go.
the juice box, but
That's
the box
great.
is empty.
So you deal 10 damage, and then he dies, and you gain 5 health.
Oh no, really?
Yep.
That's
Don't
butts.
worry. I'm just sure the other person is heartier. How much damage do you do to them?
13. Fuck off, Tom.
Cool.
I
You
do
gain
5 from
5
that person
necrotic.
too. Hot damn!
They just, like,
I'm gonna
shrivel-
kill some more execs because I'm still hurting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just shrivel up inside their suits. And
I-
it's like the classic, like someone gets shrunk in a movie thing.
Oh my god.
So Alyn Misty stuff being like so confident in herself, right? With this, I mean, no one's gonna shoot at these execs. Like she feels pretty safe. And then it's like as they like shrivel away, she's like, no. And
Meanwhile, everyone else
runs.
is. Go ahead.
She'll just run towards the complainers.
They're all
going in.
panicking at this point. Like one of them is like, "Oh, come on, you guys couldn't last long enough to get us a proper escape route." But unfortunately, if there was an escape route, all of these clowns would have taken it a long time ago. So as Declan runs screaming through the room, you run like,
It's just like full like vampire, like trying to like reach and like grab
Yep.
people. And I imagine they're just trying to like.
Well, it's not their
Avoid
turns. They're doing nothing so far. But yeah, that's what they will be doing in 6 seconds. Great. Okay, so that brings us to the
That was so
mercenaries.
disappointing.
So yeah, the one that disappeared does a thing, but none of you can see what she's up to, so that's fine. The complainers.
I forgot about the mercs.
You've got a fucking Das Vampire is here. So they start panicking, and it's just like a proper small room panic. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they're falling over each other, knocking shit over, flipping tables ineffectually. 2 of them are going to shoot at you with their weapons. What's your AC?
My AC is 15.
All right, so that's 2 hits. One is a crit.
Shut up.
So you will take 8
11
points of
damage.
damage from the crit,
Fuck.
and from the
off,
other hit, you
man.
will take 2 points of damage.
I'm right back where I started.
There's a lot of them, Laura. I don't think you need to worry. And so they start like throwing tables and stuff in front of you. Laura, I'm going to make you roll on your turn to see how close you can get to them, because it's not like they have anywhere to go, but they are making it fully inconvenient for you.
Take your shoes and socks off and get 4 of them. Just like starfish out at them. Yeah.
If there is a time that I miss my free benign transposition, it is fucking right now.
I'm also imagining a lot of this like a What We Do in the Shadows kind of situation where it's just like people like knocking over tables with food and drink on them in front of you. All of them are like the like heavy metal cafe tables. So there's just like, you know, cutlery clanking, croissants going everywhere. Like it's just a dumb.
When Alyn turns into a bat to try to get faster, it's going to go full vampire.
Next, I'm going to ask about the lighting situation in this cafe.
I mean, look, if we get to a point where you're rolling messy successes or bestial failures, you know we've gone too far down this road. All right. So that brings us to the betting folks, the gamblers. You know, as the song goes, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. But these folks do not know that song, so they are just going to try and shoot the hell out of honor system. They really want that money. Okay. Okay, so one hits. That'll be 1 point of damage.
All right.
Meanwhile, Big Tex, who's crawled under one of the tables, is like rapidly putting together like a shotgun, but he's clearly smuggled it in like, you know, like snipers in the Cold War where they just like, oh yeah, no, don't worry, it's just 6 unrelated items. So he's like rapidly trying to put together a fancy gun, but it's taken him a round. He will be ready to fire next round. That brings us to Iron Chef Luna, R.I.P. And the top of the round. Honor
Jesus,
system.
Tom, that scared me.
This scenario unfolding under this table that you've described, is that something that I see, or is that just
Yeah.
to kind of
It's
have?
like the cafe is, or the bar is kind of small. Like I've got a really specific mental image that really only applies to like a fraction of Toronto. There used to be a restaurant, like a kind of like a diner type restaurant in the basement of the bus terminal in Toronto. And it was it was called Cramden's. It was the shadiest, fucking weirdest little thing. And that's kind of what I'm imagining. So like wherever in your life you've seen like a diner that's also a really not fun divey bar, but like a kind of divey bar jammed into a windowless corner of some awful building. That's what you're kind of looking at. So it's small enough that, you know, you've got a good line of sight on everyone, and he's under a table, but the table's not that far. So yeah, you've got a very good understanding of what's going on in here. And honestly, Declan, you'll have that same kind of understanding when you arrive in a moment.
Okay. Well, I can't simply, I can't allow this to happen. He's assembling a shotgun under a table, like right in front of me, right? So I'm going to, I'm going to get on the table and stab through it and try and like get him like a whack-a-mole, just with the sword poking through the table.
We've been playing this game too long, because the minute you're like, I can't let that happen, I was like, oh, I bet he's going to stab down through the table. Cool. Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay, this is going to be, the attack is three attacks, the attack action.
Sure. Yeah, that tracks. Of course. Yeah.
27.
Sure.
25.
All right.
And 12. And 12 doesn't hit.
12 doesn't.
Oh, right. That was for Iron Luna.
You're no longer fighting a giant robot. You're fighting a man in a very nice suit with a large hat.
Okay. Right.
The hat only gives him +1. So.
Technically, at this point, you're just fighting a table.
It does have better AC.
9 + 7, 16. Do we need to keep going?
Would you like to? He's definitely done, but if you want to see how badly done he is, so you can complain about
Tyler,
not getting it back his health.
No, Tyler, display his weakness to the others.
I put the sword through once and it comes up red, and I just 2 more times. Just
Tyler, I gotta ask, did you read the Snake Eyes comic that used that as a major plot point? Because that was exactly where my head went when you described this action. And if not,
no, I didn't read Snake Eyes.
Okay, great. Well, it was that. It was like literally someone was like, I think someone's down there, stabbed through, went through Snake Eyes' hand, and he's like, I'm cool, I'm not going to do anything about it. But the guy just pulled his sword out, looked at it, and was like, he's downstairs. And they were like, what? So, yeah, that's what happens to you. But, you know, you're not one to leave things unfinished. Plus, you got a little bit of the Declan charm in you now. So,
right,
you know.
Yeah.
So just a couple more stabs, and the gambler dies on your blade. His heirloom shotgun kind of falling half finished and clattering apart, hitting the ground and breaking apart. Is there anything else you want to do on your round?
Yeah, I'd like to run to the bar and hop over it if I've got the movement for it.
Sure do. Yep. Again, small cramped space. And none of them were behind the bar. They all got their drinks and came back around because heaven forfend, they do the work of the working man.
Right. Perfect. So I'm looking to take cover behind the bar.
Yep, dodging behind the bar. Perfect. Declan, you're up next. You are sprinting, screaming through the concourse past the statue of Jacinda Bezos. What do you do?
Declan would like to look back over his shoulder, realizing he may have not thought of something. How portable do these machine guns look? If one were to say, want to pick it up and reposition it somewhere else in the room.
So the one that you were dealing with is trashed from the situation there. These are classic video game tripod machine guns. So if you wanted to drag it around, you could. They aren't like collapsible or anything. They're on heavy tripods. If you need like a quick Star Wars visual, it's like the E-Web repeater. So like a big kind of heavy thing. But if you wanted to, I don't know, turn it around or drag it somewhere, you could probably do that.
Great. Declan, while he's going, he goes, I should have been fucking clever. And he's just going to turn around and go, and run over to the tripod gun and yank it with him. And then he will use his bonus action to dash so he can grab that gun and just like, drag it over to the statue and just pin his back against it. And then seeing Honor System duck into cover, he'd just like to open up with this like tripod gun into Moon Unit. Just Honor Systems and cover, fucking mulch them all.
Okay.
And he's got the statue to his back to the comms. It's his whole goal.
Yeah. Okay. So Ryan, we're gonna call this 5 attacks.
Right.
Because it's a tripod machine gun. And there are five executives inside. I am going to give you disadvantage because you're just like spraying machine gun fire in. But pro tip, don't think that's going to matter too fucking much in this particular instance. But let's see what happens.
Let's find out. Okay. Shot 1 comes in at a 16.
Yep.
Number 2 is a 18.
Yep.
Number 3 is a dirty 20. Number 4 is an 18. Number 5 is fuck me. There we go. We get the nat 1. I knew we were going to get one eventually. It's literally a nat 20 and a nat 1. So just the wash.
Damn. Just a real like rain on your wedding day kind of situation.
Morissette, as they call it.
Yes. It's the mathematical term. Okay. So Ryan, describe what happens to most of the people in that room.
This is just the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan, only nobody's getting off the boat. So just from the left side of the room, it's just firing. Every 15th round is tracer, and it's just shredding. Click, 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 click. He just that last 20% of a room out of ammo.
It's just like just a wall of destruction, and it's just like one remaining gambler with like a cigarette clutched between her lips. It's just the bullets like and then they gun spins down. And
she was facing to the side, and it's shot half the cigarette off.
Yep, she just takes half a drag. And looks down and sees the remaining part of the logo that reads Lucky Strike. And she says, indeed you are, my small friend. Good thing there's not a murder robot in there with her, or she'd be truly screwed. Alyn, let's see how you do in Luna's Cafe. So one of the complainers is mentioning how with the chef dead, the service will be absolutely terrible in here. And honestly, you couldn't agree more. Things are slow going and kind of awful. So what I'd like from you is, I believe we'll go with either an acrobatics or an athletics as you try and just blitz scramble. Like you're just playing fucking tag with all the
freeze tag.
Yeah. Freeze tag situation. Except when you touch them, they don't have to stand still. They get drained of their very essence so you can feed, just like the children's game.
Yeah. I feel like I'm dodging tables and chairs and such, so I think acrobatics makes sense.
Sure. Yep.
All right. That is a not great 11.
Yep. Okay. So I'll say with an 11 you'll take disadvantage on one of your 2 attacks.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because they're just out of reach, they're just getting away.
Yeah.
Just a little bit though. Not very much, but like enough.
All right. Okay. All right. So let's do the first one. Oh God. Hot damn. It's a 10.
Yeah, that'll do.
That'll do. Yay!
They're just wearing clothes. Like,
so it's like, yeah, I feel like that one is like Alyn reaches out with her right hand and like grabs a sleeve, but then does that thing where she holds onto the sleeve to just like pull a person forward and like redouble the grip. And the second one is an 17 to hit.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Come on, you fuck. Give me some.
That one you grab by the face.
Yes.
Yeah. Full face wrap on the other one.
Okay, so the first one, that will be 12 plus 2, 14, which I assume is 10.
yeah, which means you get 5.
Fuck me. All right. And then the second one, I mean, that'll do it again. But it's that's 11. So that is again 5. For me. But that
and they'll
will be
shoot
like
you for
I'm
10
really
damage. This will be the definition of a Pyrrhic victory. Just like slowly losing to win.
But I'm so annoyed at how like weak they are. Like I think it's like the fact that these people have wrought so much damage on like other beings and like take advantage of other people and like other mages for so long. And the fact that they're just like so weak and like can't withstand fucking anything without their stupid precious like corporation protecting them. I'm just like I'm just like grabbing the face and just like pushing them down to the ground while like also sucking the life out of them.
Got like
God
full,
damn.
Just a little flavor there, because
you've got like full Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat, just like grabbing souls, pushing bodies, like
infuriating
amazing.
for Alyn.
Great. So there's only one person left in the room as you're literally just like murder pressing your way through. We're the heroes. All right. Bringing us.
Oh yeah, we are.
I was gonna say, I think that's a phrase none of us have ever said as these characters. Declan proudly self-identifies as a terrorist.
Yeah, it's true. All right, so taking one attack with the final person trembling, just doing that like classic, like we're doing the inverse of a normal horror film where it's like the local sheriff is standing down the monster, in the wide stance, holding the gun between both hands. Except in this case, it's a complainer just saying, like, "Oh, the weighting on this gun is not very good for this." As he sights you up to take his shot, that is a crit fail.
Not
Alyn,
like this.
I'm gonna say,
not like this. Gun in own mouth. Suicide.
Fuck, that's very good. Let's do that. Yeah, great. Ryan sung it. No health for Laura. Yep. So he points it up and blows his brains out. Just like all across the
Alyn's
daily
so
special
mad.
board.
Alyn's so mad.
And his body slumps, Alyn, as you reach it and like stare down, all morbed out, as one does. Great. Meanwhile, over in the Moon unit, there's the person with the cigarette, and she's ready to fold, I think, in this instance. So just kind of like stepping over all the mulched bodies, taking a drink on the way by. She just like takes off running into the main concourse, and is going to book it towards the escalators. So she's just running like drink and smoke in hand, trying to get the fuck out of Dodge. And from the comm station, suddenly you hear Claxton begin. Red lights begin to sort of spin as the ever-present voice of definitely not Alexa for legal reasons starts saying like, "Hello, I see you're searching for intruders found in concourse. Could you perhaps try dispatching all available drones?" And you realize that the last remaining mercenary has pressed a big old panic button. So soon there will be reinforcements upon you. Which brings us to the top of the round. Honor system. One exec is getting away. Alarms have started. The room has been shot to shit. as husbands do. What do you do?
Can I make it across from Moon Unit into the comms in one movement, or is that too far?
That'll be 2 movements.
Yeah, so I'll run out as far as I can, but then I will use my wrist-mounted SMG to shoot that executive that's trying to run.
Okay, great. Go ahead and roll with advantage. She's running a straight line.
She shit her bed. She's got to sleep in it.
She's doing the Jurassic World thing where she's just like running on heels.
Yeah.
With advantage, you say?
Yep.
Okay.
She's gonna try to get out of the way of this.
It's a 28 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do.
And this with the SMG, it's 4d4 plus 5.
See, that plus 5 that's really gonna sort
4, 6, 7 plus 5, 12.
So it's just like any of the classic someone stealing, like there's a great shot in Ocean's 11 like this, but anyone trying to like steal from a casino getting shot in the back where just like the bullets hit her, the cigarette flies up into the air, the martini splashes out, and just still sprinting forward a few steps before collapsing face first onto the escalator wreckage, which her body kind of disappears into.
Honor System holds the smoking barrel of his SMG to his faceplate, and a blowing sound is made. No, like smoke is blown or anything like that, but it's just a thing he felt he should do for some reason.
Well, I'm glad he did.
Yeah, I'll say bust.
This episode of Dum Dums and Dragons 2099 features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra. The system we're playing is Carbon 2185, and Dum Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are Core Collapse and Sanctuary of the Sky Gods by Nathaniel Yaverne, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. Now I'm off to do future things before we return for the next episode of Dum Dums and Dragons 2099. Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time. The Half-Blind Prophet, Christopher Little, Sue One, George Dolby, Richard Cranium, Sammy Boy, Orion Birchfield, Scott Garland, Benjamin V, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Acrix, Grandma Likes D&D, Alyn, Austin Nut Powers Fry, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Roman Brown, Shulzari, Christian Mendez, Spot Allen, Flynn 1138, Alarain Okapi, OMG It's Big Nick, Steve Wheeze, D&D and Things, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.